I'm Joel Silver. Stay tuned for our second update from Children's Week headquarters.
Here in the state of Florida, we have to take care of all of our kids.
But we are doing the right thing for kids.
Welcome back to Children's Week headquarters as we count down the time until Children's Week 2012. In this episode, we will take you to a preschool to show you how children around the state are creating their hand art to send to the state capitol for the Big Hands display. We'll also show you some time-lapse footage of the creation of last year's display of hands and an important interview with David Wilkins, the Secretary of the Department of Children and Families. But to start, this important reminder for those of you who have been here before, the big week this year is happening early, actually in January. Here are the dates. Children's Week 2012 this year will take place starting January 29th through February 3rd. All that time, there will be events happening that you and your family can participate in to learn more about how Florida's government works. Okay, now each year there is an incredible display put up during Children's Week in the main rotunda of the state capitol. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hands created by kids across Florida. We went to visit one preschool to see just how they made their contribution to the display. Welcome to Good Samaritan Academy in Tallahassee, Florida. On any given day, these adorable students are learning their regular lessons like learning shapes, learning their manners, and other important lessons. But today, the over 100 students will put their hands to paper for another reason: to add their mark on the Hanging of the Hands display for Children's Week 2012. In classroom after classroom, student after student put their handprint on history. Now, some used the stamp method,
2, 3.
while others actually painted their hands first.
Does it tickle a little bit? 1, 2, 3. There we go.
And others got very creative and made rainbow hands. These little hands will be part of a much larger display. After the paint dries, all of these hands will be delivered to the state capitol and put with more hands from the rest of the state. These students will be able to visit the capitol during Children's Week and see their hands on display at the place where the laws of the state of Florida are created. Throughout the day, the teachers helped our young learners create these important works of art. The students didn't mind getting their hands dirty. Well, they actually enjoyed it. But as the day came to a close, they had to eventually visit the sink to get all cleaned up. Teachers and students all had a great time, and the final product came out perfect as the students showed off to our cameras again and again and again. So we had a great time at Good Samaritan Academy, and we thank them for inviting us out there. Now, we mentioned during that piece about the display at the Capitol, and we want to show you now what that looks like and how it all gets pieced together, because this is great. You are looking at time-lapse footage here of the hands going up in the Capitol Rotunda. What normally takes a better part of the day takes just a few seconds here, but the entire process is quite an undertaking, and the result is just astonishing. And we here at Association Internet Video want to congratulate all the students. Each year, we are the sponsors of the Hanging of the Hands, and we enjoy our role in Children's Week as we watch this process each year. Association Internet Video cameras will also be around during the big week in Tallahassee, so be ready to be on TV. All right, it's now time for our weekly interview segment, and this week is a very important week. There are many leaders in Tallahassee that enjoy being a part of Children's Week. It is one of the most memorable weeks at the Capitol during the legislative session. From now until late January, we will be talking with some of those leaders on this program to tell you about their involvement. And this week, we are happy to speak with the Secretary of the Department of Children and Families, David Wilkins. Mr. Secretary, welcome and thank you for joining us. Let's start right now. Just tell us your history with Children's Week.
Well, last year was really my first exposure to Children's Week, and I just realized really when that week started that this is a really big opportunity for the citizens of Florida and the children of Florida to really have their voices heard in Tallahassee and to really give us a great opportunity to focus on the issues that are most important to our children in this state.
Now, I know you've seen that display down in the rotunda of the Capitol. Tell us what you think about the kids and their participation there.
Well, it just shows the energy that exists all over the state from our children and all of our schools and all our communities about how important this week is. I mean, kids across the state, work literally year-round in preparing for the opportunity to come to Tallahassee to both have their voices heard on all the different types of issues that our children face, but also to ensure that our legislators and our leaders understand the issues that we need to be addressing.
Okay, now, Mr. Secretary, you are the chair of the Florida Children's Cabinet. Tell us a little bit about the cabinet and what types of things you do.
That's right. That's right. Florida is one of the few states that actually has a cabinet focused solely on children's issues, from the education side to health and well-being side, to child safety. And we have a organization that represents child advocates, business leaders, and governmental leaders from across the state that meet every quarter to focus on what's most important for children.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, anything else before you leave and before we wrap up this interview?
Well, this will be a great opportunity to spend time in Tallahassee. It'll be crowded. Come early, find your parking spot early, but you're going to see people from all over the state, all walks of life, and there's going to be an amazing amount of activities, from town hall meetings with student representatives. We're going to have big display booths and events on all over the courtyard in the Capitol, and then there's going to be speakers and activities from legislators, and even the governor will be very involved in this process. So it's going to be a great opportunity for people to get some real hands-on exposure to some of our top leaders and really get an opportunity to talk about some of the most important issues that we have to address.
Secretary David Wilkins, thank you so much for joining us. Great interview and great information. Okay, each week we will also highlight at least one event so you will know what to look for when you come to Tallahassee. Today we look at the guided tours of the Capitol that will be available throughout Children's Week. Monday through Wednesday, January 30th through February 1st, new and old Capitol buildings. Bring your family, class, or organization to the Capitol during Children's Week and enjoy guided tours of the old and new Capitol buildings. Groups will tour the Florida State Capitol buildings during legislative session and learn more about Florida government, civics, and state history. Now remember, the tours last between 45 minutes to 1 hour and 30 minutes and provide a live classroom for youth and adults to learn about Florida politics and civics. And that's it. That's going to wrap it up for this second episode from Children's Week headquarters. This is Joel Silver saying thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.